something, as I typically do. I'm going to, I think you have access to this, but this will... Alright, cool. Alright, reading aloud like I'm in elementary school. So this is Chapter 1, Back Up to Back, and consciousness floods back like awakening from a dreamless sleep. What you envision around you is not sent by your physical senses. Those bodies you were born with are long dead, but your ego survives. Currently, they are digitized and saved in some vast array of nanoservers. You knew that much at least. The last thing you remember was undergoing a standard backup procedure. This means that you are indeed a backup. Not a backup, but a normal backup. You probably remember all the Firewall nomenclature you were taught. You're proxies, full-time Firewall agents. New proxies, yes, but proxies all the same. You are not assigned to a cell yet, but maybe that's changed. Your ego manifests into what you assume is the simulspace. Binary code streams behind you in rapid succession. Was this an InfoLife server of some sort? That wasn't clear. You certainly were not being received. Anyway, back to what happened before. You didn't know if it was standard procedure, but you were backed up even before given your mission. So you don't know what you were doing. Just that you had joined Firewall and knew that humanity was constantly facing extinction. Whatever your previous lives were, they couldn't have been going that well, because here you were. Transhumans with great lives weren't apt to join clandestine organizations, were they? Well, why were you loaded? And you aren't the only ones. There are 3 others here. You didn't recognize them, but why would you? It wasn't like you were flashing your mesh ID at you. That was about the only way to recognize anyone, truly, and now you had a fake ID. You are absolutely no one now. A vapor of cosmic dust could be identified easier than you. Only the most skilled InfoSec hacker could break your facade. That or putting someone in a digital scalpel to your mind with psychosurgery, but they have to catch you first. You all have questions, and you knew wherever the others... And you knew wherever the other you was, it would hurt when you found them. Reintegration always did. Welcome to Eclipse phase. Welcome to the future. And you are now digitized in this simulspace environment, and you see the others pop up around you at the same time. You're not sure why you're here. You're not sure what the circumstances are, other than you were backed up and now you're being loaded. And you may feel free to roleplay amongst yourselves and get acquainted. And feel free to kick it off whoever would like.
Well, Thaddeus is going to look around and just take note of the stock of the others in the room. And this is our digital cells, right? It's not our main space.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. You're in a digital environment, what's called a simulspace, which is a created environment digitally. It can be anything.
Yeah, and he'll just look around, and his image is, probably a 8-foot tall ape that stands upright, obviously uplifted, wearing leathers, casual, like, going for that cool dark look, but just looking around, he'll take each one in. I'm assuming these are my other Firewall cohorts, so to speak.
Yeah, and you don't know who they are, but that's a safe assumption.
Right, yeah, and so I'll just give each one a nod, and just, take note of them, look at their, what they look like, and then go from there. Very dark fur, dark face, just think of a big badass gorilla, but standing more upright than a normal gorilla, more human-like in its movements, or Homo sapien-like in its movements. But yeah, and then is this the kind of place where, like, you think, ooh, a chair, and a chair forms?
The simulspace is is not controlled by you.
Okay.
So no, whatever is here, which is you're just kind of floating in the middle of these zeros and ones that are streaming around your body. As they come down and kind of hit you, they fall off to the side, and they literally look like 0 1 0 1 0 1 1 1 0 0, like that, kind of like the Matrix style thing.
Right.
Only it kind of physically interacts with you as it falls on top of you. It kind of like rain cascades over your body and spreads out around you as if it's like bouncing off your skin.
Yeah. So yeah, I'll just give everybody that look and just kind of float there, waiting for somebody to break the silence.
A little boy pipes up and he just goes, "Well, another failed mission, I suppose. So, I'm guessing you guys are in the same boat? I just kind of go with that as being my go-to state. Hello? How's everyone?"
Dell, he's chilling, and he's probably like 5'10", a little bit tense. It looks just like the photo, basically, the long overcoat. And Dell, he's leaned back, trying to float in the seminal space. And a couple of times he tries to grab one of the ones and keep it like a cigarette in his mouth. It's not working, he assumes, because the ones and zeros are probably too big, so he throws it aside. Failed mission, or somebody caught us off duty unawares. Who knows?
You see the other figure in the room, in the space, is a young guy, probably in his early 20s, mixed South East Asian and European heritage, and despite being young, he's got like grey hair, almost white, and he's kind of looking around and he's almost reflexively, his ego is kind of like hugging itself, and he's looking around and he goes, "Oh, I hate this."
Yeah, you get used to it when you get back here too often.
Yeah, it's just a feeling that we're out there somewhere, probably dead, or and if not, we got to reintegrate, and that sucks. I just hate that something's gone wrong, and I hate not knowing what it is, and I hate knowing that we're going to have to pay the price for something we didn't do. I mean, we did, but we didn't do, you know?
Reintegration does suck. And then, whatever we're coming into, right? I mean, hopefully we get a debrief and better idea what happened. Because I got no clue.
Yeah. I just hate being spun up from back up. Not knowing, you know?
Yeah, it's not very pleasant the first couple times, but if, you blow up or get shot a couple times, you start getting used to it after a while.
And he kind of like shudders a little, sort of involuntarily, and sort of goes, "Oh, happened to you a lot then?" And he also looks at the kid as well, because he seemed to...
Oh yeah, constantly.
Oh, wow.
Probably not as much as the kid, but this is, I think my 4th or 5th time. First time was the worst time. Absolutely the worst time. That was during the fall, so it was a doozy.
Kid starts laughing and he just goes, "I have actually lost count."
That's impressive.
Wow.
Less impressive and more a testament to stupidity.
Wow.
Maybe,
Is
yeah.
this some kind of suicide mission? Is that what I'm in now? You
He
guys, they
shrugs.
just keep sending to die? And he looks across at Thaddeus.
Thaddeus just looks at you and kind of shrugs, raises an eyebrow.
You died a lot of times too?
If we die, they just bring us back for the next mission. It's all in a day's work.
Yeah, I guess. Don't like it though. Ugh, the thought there's another me out there, dead or dying. I've never got over it. It's happened to me 2 or 3 times. I just don't like it. Okay. And he just
I
starts,
mean-
he's kind of like hugging himself and looking a little bit really uncomfortable.
It is just, best avoided. I'm not advocating to go get fucking blown up or anything, but yeah, I mean, I mean, if you think about it, it could be worse, You're not in this position to feel anything at all. You could just be gone. Oof. True death.
Yeah, that's true. Old world star, right? Man,
Yeah.
brutal. Yeah, you're right. We got it good. Yeah. Got it good.
In the corner of your eye, you do see the zeros and one kind of forming a pattern differently than they were streaming around you before. In fact, most of them are being sucked into one general area, and it is forming a body, if you will, some other digital representation of someone or something. And if I could click on the right thing, you see it looks kind of like a mechanical slash humanoid creature, something of a synth, but not really. Wouldn't be too uncommon to see on the streets. And someone projecting their, self in this manner would not be overly uncommon. And it forms in front of you and just kind of hovers there, and it's looking at you idly for a few moments, and then says, "I am Syset, and you have been restored."
Yeah, you had to brief us on what happened? Do you know what happened to us?
It says, "I do not know. Your missions are still classified, and I am working on receiving the correct information. But you are Firewall proxies, and you are needed now."
Oh, what are we needed for?
You are needed to disrupt a sale of Titan artifacts.
Titan artifacts? What kind of Titan artifacts? And Kid all of a sudden starts perking up and gets a little bit more serious.
We do not know the exact nature of these artifacts, only where the sale will happen and between what customer and seller. You will be cast to Titan, the moon of Saturn, to New Quebec, to disrupt this sale by any means possible.
Well, what kind of information can you give us about buyer and seller?
The buyer is a Titan cult called the Children of Titan. The seller are the St. Catherine Tongs, a local gang on New Quebec. Your contact is a prostitute named Jenny G. She will handle your mission once you are on the moon.
Does the name of the group stick out to me at all?
Let's see. Let's do our first roll. That would probably be... We can just do a... why don't you just do a straight cog test?
Anyway.
Is that available for
Yeah,
everybody?
anybody can do that.
Straight cog.
So you just roll it, right? You just click on cog and then start test.
Good question. Yes, the answer is yes.
Oh,
Very good, baby.
I got a superior success.
So we have a critical. You know that anybody who succeeds, which is Kiro, you know that they are a gang that basically you know what you were just told, that they're a gang on Titan, particularly New Quebec, that deal in various nefarious sort of things, but you don't know really much details. The
Various
superior
nefarious.
success by Phil, you know the same thing, except you know that they've been getting into, dealing with stolen artifacts, either from, either gate crashing or even stuff from Earth and now Titan. And Dell, your critical success gives you kind of a level up on that you know kind of the main character of this or the leader of this gang is named where is the thing? His name is Chester McDonald. And he typically is a synth, very prone to violence, and has done some mass murder, and was a generally a unpleasant person even before the fall. And he is willing to do anything for credits or rep or power.
Yeah, I think Dell clocks that, and he shakes his head. Oh, Justin McDonald, get into the artifact gang. Ah, this fucking prick.
This always gets me, like, Titans. Like, who sells Titan stuff to a Titan cult? This is...
Well, I mean, to be fair, they're the guys they're going to pay the most.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
it's...
Hey, look,
I mean,
this
do they want to
guy...
get wiped out? What the hell?
This guy will do anything for credits, kid. I know about this guy. Justin McDonald's a real fucking piece of work. He used to kill tons of people even before the fall. Now, when killing's like property damage, this guy's been going insane. He's getting in the artifact gang. I mean, no big surprise. Anything for credits, anything for money. He's that kind of guy.
Wow. What an asshole. Okay.
We are still attempting to find your others, but we have been unsuccessful. Your missions have been a failure. However, I am in the process of unlocking classified documents to see what was being completed. Once you complete this task, you will cast back here to Luna, and I will debrief you.
You guys hear Phil mutter, "I'm not a failure, you're a failure."
Your mama.
Yeah, basically. Do we have any other information on the deal? I think Dell just sees that. Any other information on the deal? Do we know if there's a date that this is supposed to go down? Are they just in loose talks right now about making this happen? Or what else do we know right now?
That the buyer is on Titan now. That is why you have been brought out of backup immediately, before your cases have been reviewed.
Okay.
Your contact on New Quebec will have more information.
And then, this Jenny G, is she reliable people, or is she in with Firewall, or is she kind of outside a contracted type situation?
She is an associate, but not a proxy.
Okay. So she's not quite as deep in.
That is correct.
Are we to consider her reliable based on previous interactions, or is
You
there
may
any
consider her
information on that?
reliable, yes, but do not overly share. She is on a need-to-know basis only.
Understood. I mean, I got nothing else right now. Anybody else?
Just need the when and the where.
Yeah.
Kind of suddenly, he says, Casting will commence in 3, 2, 1, and you feel this sensation that you've felt probably thousands of times before as your digital egos are sent through space from Luna to Titan. And we will switch scenes.
The last thing you guys see of Phil before the casting is him doing a fishing motion. Like he is casting.
Imagine this like the Neil deGrasse Tyson thing where he's flying through space as we're getting casted, just fucking as it all flies past us.
Alright, give me 1 sec. I gotta put a token out. Boop, boop, and boop. Okay, so you are being cast into the body clinic of New Quebec. We will make our first tests besides the skill check you just made, and this is a integration check. What you will need to do is make a semantics check modified by your morph's exotic morphology trait. If it applies, I would say that Thaddeus's does not apply. Does anybody else have any exotic morphology traits on their morph? I don't think it's going to matter for you guys. I think Sense do have one.
Yep.
But since you are used to these morphs, I would say that they do not apply for you. So that's fine.
Does not look like it for me.
Yeah.
I will say my more familiarity is with cases, not sense.
Okay, so then I would say that what is your level of your exotic morphology?
Level 1.
Okay, so you're going to have to take a -10 to your test.
And what skill are we rolling?
It's just a straight semantics check.
I've got more familiarity with Savant.
Yep, so you're fine. Then you have more familiarity with sense, you're saying, or savants, you mean?
With Savants, yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. So you're good. So the only person that'll take a -10 is Dell. Unless you want to, do you want to cast into a case, or do you want to cast into a synth?
I'll do the synth.
Okay.
I built the synth for first. I'll do the synth.
Okay. So,
Alright, so we're just rolling somatics, you said,
yep,
yes?
just rolling somatics, that's correct.
Ooh.
Okay.
Got some weird visuals happening on my character sheet. I'm going to just try and refresh
Sure,
browser.
no problem.
So I got a superior success. I'm trying to think of what would actually apply in terms of the other effects in any way, shape, or form. Details or quality.
Well,
Quantity doesn't seem...
I tell you what I can do. If you do have a superior success, which Phil, you do, I would give you... So what you're going to do is you're going to take stress, and I can give you a bonus to your will check upcoming. So I'll give you a +10 to your will check for your superior success. Same with Thaddeus.
A will check, you said?
Yes, you're going to make a will check. Let's just wait for Wanderer to roll, just so I can keep track of everything. Dell, you're going to...
I thought I didn't have to roll because of the
Oh, okay.
familiarity.
Oh, is that what it says?
Yeah, you're accustomed to one specific type of morph and do not need to make integration tests when sleeving them.
Okay, perfect. So you will not have to make an integration check. That's fine. Okay, so everyone else, you need to make a will check. Ghost, you take a -10 to this roll for your failure. You did not get a superior failure, correct? It's just a normal failure.
No.
Yep. Okay.
It's the normal.
Okay.
And this is not a fear effect, correct?
This is a stress effect, not a fear effect.
Okay. Alright, so I get a situational +10.
Okay. Yep.
I'm looking at how they do the modifiers in this. It's interesting. Ah, there we go.
I believe I did okay.
All right, Dell. Phil, you're good. And then Thaddeus, you're the you did yours, right? Okay, cool.
Yes.
So you superior success. Okay, there is lack of 3+ months, but that's only going to impact people who fail. That's Dell. Superior failure at that. So here's what's going to happen. Dell, you not only do you take -10 for all your actions for the rest of the day while you're on Titan, I need you to take 1d10 plus 3 stress points.
Ouch. Of course. Oh, man.
Okay, so let's
Damn.
see how to add that. Let me see. I will add that. So this would be in your cyber brain, I think.
Remember, it builds character.
That's what my father always told me. And then he got the belt out, then he had to talk,
Let me make sure, because that's under ego. Okay, would that be in the cyber brain? I guess it would. So let me just look at one thing here. Durability, death rating. No, that's not right. Where is the stress at?
I see stress and Dell case synth mental health. If you click on it in the... I can add it if you want.
Where is it? Just tell me so I just know.
Yep, so if you have my sheet open on the synth, where it says Dell case synth next to
Yep.
synth light frame,
Uh-huh.
you click on that and it brings up stress and traumas. And I put a 12 in
The
there
light
and save.
frame. Oh, okay, I see. All right. Yep. Okay. Yeah. So how does it look as you all? So the synths, you come up very quickly. You come online very quickly. So that's Kiro and Dell, while the biomorphs are going to take a while. So how does it look for you two first, as you are integrated into new bodies?
Yeah, so Kiro actually takes it fairly much in his stride. He was probably the most apprehensive before this, but now he's here. He's he's very businesslike. He stops, turns around, looks at the technician, nods, and then just goes through a series of kind of almost like a sort of check routine where he just like moves both his hands, makes sure they're moving evenly, rotates, goes through a range of motions, stands up, goes through more motions, and he's got a very long and systematic set of checks he goes through just to make sure everything's moving as he expects. Checks out all the systems on the synth and makes sure he's moving naturally. And then turns around to the receiving technician and says, yeah, hi, where are the others? The rest of the, team? Yeah.
They're in the other rooms being brought back online. The biomorph facilities are... He kind of points on the map south, and he says, and the other synth is this way, and points to the other room. There are 4 of you that have come through. I hope that is what you were expecting. The guy who's doing it has no mouth, so it's just coming out of like speakers from his body.
Got it. Yeah, so Kiro will say, great, okay. And this way to the synth, he said, and I'll start going in that direction.
Yep.
Phil wakes up and just starts like every single piece of his morph is an overcompensation over the digimorph that he has. It's just like large, muscular guy with a giant penis. And he just stands up and he's like, ha ha! Back in it! Yeah, we're here to go! And he hops down and just says, alright, where's my shit? I'm here to kill.
Dell, I think when Dell's going through the seminal space to get casted in, I think a thought crosses his mind where he thinks they might accidentally put him in a flesh morph instead of a synth, and he has a fucking flashback to the fall. Looks up at the sky, gunship coming down, bullets, and he's like freaking out. And as soon as he comes into the synth, he just gets up, no, fuck, and he's like, swinging his arms around, comes up swinging, and he like grabs his head. He's shaking even though he's made of metal, and he looks at his hands like, fuck, and he goes into, and starts looking for something on his person. And I told him anytime they cast me, I gotta have cigarettes. Did they put the cigarettes on the morph? And I look at the sleeving tech.
Yeah, the sleeving tech says, "You are not a biomorph. You have no lungs to smoke a cigarette."
Alright, I know that. I still asked him to put the cigarettes on me whenever I get casted somewhere. So do you got cigarettes here or not?
Your gear has been maintained in the other chamber.
Alright, thanks. And he gets up and he just brusquely, again, his hand's still shaking, and he goes here and he bumps
Just
into
as-
Kiro.
Kira walks in the door. Yeah. So Kira's walking in, and just as Dell comes out, and probably does bump into him. And Kira is just kind of like, oh, sorry. Yeah, you okay?
Oh, fuck no, I'm terrible. But are you the nervous kid?
Nervous? No, just no. And then he goes quiet.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that's what you are. Alright, that's fine. Hey, I'm good. Well, I'm not good, but I'll be good. I gotta get my cigarettes. You wanna walk with me?
Yeah. And you're the... Oh, yeah, I recognize... Yeah, I know who you are. Cool.
Oh, yeah.
Thaddeus,
come out here.
what's it look for you as you're casted into your uplift body, your Neo Gorilla?
For Thaddeus, would just, I assume we're in some sort of table, maybe.
You're like in a so the biomorphs would be in like kind of a gooey kind of chamber with the biomorph kind of floating in this viscous liquid, and as you come into consciousness, that liquid just drains out of the chamber, and the door opens in front of you.
Yeah, he'll step out, uneasy. And of course, that goo is, oh, my fucking fur. Jeez. It looks for a towel, to try and clean himself off.
Yeah, there's you walk out, and as usual, there's a decontamination chamber, and you walk into it, and the steam hits you, and it dries off your body, and the technician says, "Gear and items are held in the next chamber. Anything that was requested by your casting station has been delivered."
He'll look at the technician and say, "Thank you." And he just kind of, like, as he walks, he's tensing and flexing, to get the feel of the body again, and feel, real stuff under his feet. Are they in clothes, or are we just kind of we're naked?
You would be naked currently,
Yeah.
but the right next to where you are at, there is your clothing and other minor things. Whereas if you go out, then it's like your full gear would be out there.
Yeah. So he'll put on basically they're like futuristic looking fatigues, probably dark color, break up line of sight, that kind of thing. Some sort of like tactical utility vest, and some weird sunglasses, which look totally out of place on a gorilla, but he doesn't care. It's the one. He always has those sunglasses. And then he'll go out, turn right to where his gear is, and he'll start going through it, checking it. If the firearms and the weapons are there, he'll check them, see if they're loaded or not, if they need to be loaded. He'll just do a cursory examination of all his kit and make sure it's tip top.
Yeah.
I think when Dell comes out and sees Phil standing there flexing, he's like, "Oh, are you the gorilla from the Simul Space? Is that who you are?"
Nah, man. Nah, I ain't no goddamn
No
gorilla.
fucking way.
I'm a
You're
fucking
kidding
man.
me.
And he does like a John Cena flex when he says I'm a fucking man.
Come on, man, put your fucking dick away. And he starts putting the overcoat on and everything.
He does another flex and goes, modesty's for bitches.
Jesus Christ. You
So
gotta be kidding.
got a big like eagle tattoo on his chest with a flag behind it.
Dell's just fucking beside. He's just chuckling the whole time he's putting on his overcoat and getting all his shit, and he looks at Phil. He just keeps looking at Phil every now and then, laughing. He can't believe it.
Yeah.
Hero
So,
is-
as you guys are kind of in the hallway, you see the actual Neo Gorilla walk down the hallway towards you.
Mm.
Phil reluctantly
Oh, yeah,
starts
that makes
getting
sense.
dressed.
Yeah. See, that makes a lot more sense. Yeah. And he looked at Kiro.
Which way was it for the gear?
It's just around you somewhere. You don't have to actually go.
Oh,
to
okay.
the room, but yeah.
Yeah, so
Ed-
Kiro, let's say it's over here and near this, and there's a table there, and Kiro goes over, and there's a load of technical gear, and he's just kind of, you see that he's got kind of a set of pouches and stuff, and he's methodically taking out a wide range of technical gear, checking it in a very kind of thorough and rehearsed way, almost obsessive, and then kind of stowing it. And he's got an exact place for everything. And you can see him kind of counting as he goes, like 3, 4, 5, 6, and just going through everything. And he's very intent on what he's doing and checking everything in a very rehearsed kind of way.
Can you throw me on the map, Jason?
Yeah, you're on there, but you're down here.
Yeah.
I'll just bring you up.
Ping me. Oh, there.
There you go.
Cool. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, at about the same time as you're getting ready, your muses all alert you that you have 2 local messages from 2 different sources. They're you would get them at the exact same time, all 4 of you.
Pull the first one up.
Yeah, the first one is
Virus check and read.
Yep.
Yep, same thing. Virus check.
Yeah, your muse would do this automatically. They would always check for viruses.
I still ask every single time.
Yeah. So, Kiro, your muse says, Kiro-san, the message is encrypted and is free of any malware. Would you like me to open it?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Hi. And as she does, she opens the message. And the first message is from the... Where did I write that down at? It is from the government offices of New Quebec. The... what was the actual name? The New Quebec Administratum. And it is a invitation to come by their offices if you would like some work, basically, that they need you to take care of something for them, and they know who you represent.
Huh. Interesting. That presumably means they were told, right? Because otherwise there's...
Maybe.
Unless there's a leak. Oh, it isn't obvious. Okay. Yeah, feeling a little uncomfortable about that.
What's the second message?
The second message is from a company called Comet Express. Comet Express is a shipping company that is prevalent throughout the inner and mid system, and they actually physically ship things here or there. And it is also what it seems like is a job offer to assist them with some problems they are having, and they indicate that they have spent rep to ask you to assist them. So they've obviously spent EREP, and you can see this when you ping their mesh ID that they've spent EREP to get your assistance.
I think after taking that in, I know Juan's gone, but I'll try to direct it to everybody. So Dell's getting his things, and he looks. This is a secure firewall facility?
So you can't. No, this is a public. This is a public body bank on
Okay.
New Quebec. You can create a VPN between each of you. I think as firewall agents and
Yes.
the firewall loadout, you do have a VPN software that you can use between each other for completely, as you know, at least fairly secure communication between each of you.
I VPN all four of us into the same call, and communicating through Headspace. I'm like, all right, so main mission, messages received, something I think we all got to do since we don't know one another. We got to get a sense for the things that we can do. So I think we need to be honest about each other's skill sets so we best know how to utilize those in the upcoming operation. My name is Dell. I was a cop. I've been a detective. I'm an investigator. I work private eye whenever I'm not doing firewall things. Decent with obviously investigations, scrolling the web. I'm okay in a firefight. I'd rather not get into it unless I know we got a clear shot advantage. That's the kind of guy I am. What about you guys? Who's good at what?
I'm you can call me Kiro. I'm mainly a tech. I can patch up meat bodies as well, and tech. So yeah, bit of first aid. Yeah, I picked up some other stuff here and there. Like I can. He kind of taps the pistol at his side and he goes, I can kind of use this. But mainly I'm your tech guy. Yeah.
Phil speaks up. He goes, "Name's Phil DeBlanc. I'm a survivalist. Deal with a lot of xenotech. Going out and, trying to dangerous areas, trying to find alien technology and researching things like that. Pretty good with black markets. Not too bad with, fixing myself up in other meat suits. And ain't too bad with a gun either, if I might say so myself. Been on over 1,000 missions. Let's not talk about my success rate."
Oh.
Thaddeus just looks at Phil, kind of laughs, and he looks at everybody, and he looks to Dell, and he nods, and he says, "I'm Thaddeus. I'm a merc, and I'm very good with this." And he holds up both hands. He says, "And sometimes I'm good with this." And he points to his head. And he just smiles, and you can see the canines, because those that don't know, gorillas have some serious fucking fangs.
Dell nods like, okay, so I think we all got some ideas about where our skill sets are. So I think we need to kind of set our priorities on this one. I think, here's what I think. Of course, open to suggestions. I mean, I think we're all equal level here. Nobody's in charge of nothing. I want to be clear with. I think we should be decisive when we make a plan, whenever we make one, though, and just commit to it. My thought is this. We get information on Jenny G, make contact with her, and see what the situation is with the buyer, the seller, if we get an idea when the meat's going down, if it's happening today, tomorrow, when it's happening. And then once we have that figured out, we find out some information about where, when, who, the kind of things we need to be there whenever it goes down, or we figure out where the stuff is to keep it from getting them in the first place. Second, once we got that stuff figured out, then we can look at some of these messages. I'm leaning towards maybe Comet if we're going to do any of that shit. I'm all for just sticking to the plan and doing what we're supposed to do while we're here. But, thoughts?
That makes sense to me. We have a contact. Before we make any additional plans, we need to find out what readily available information we have. This way we can check authenticity of the information and then move on from there.
Yeah. I won't really be able to focus on any other work while I know that this Titan cult's out there getting their hands on an artifact. It creeps me out, this stuff.
I do have a question. As part of the mission, we were given information regarding, disrupt the sale. I didn't hear what they want us to do with the technology and artifacts that we find after the fact.
I mean, I imagine they're entrusting that to us. I don't know who we would give them to. Maybe we could figure it out. We can't give it to Jenny G because she's an associate, not a proxy. And what that tells me is if we hand over Titan artifacts to Jenny G, we're never going to fucking see Jenny G again.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that's clear, yeah.
I think probably first thought is destroy, I would think. Just get rid of them.
Well, I find some information from it first, maybe find an interested party that is trustworthy that we can sell to.
No.
Get it back to Firewall.
You don't sell Titan stuff. Jesus, you're gonna destroy it. You can't. And yeah, you've never seen a synth morph look this uncomfortable before.
I think that if we're gonna do anything, I mean, I'm sure that you can make a lot of money doing that, but I think in the name of the Firewall mission and what we're here to do, and the ethical idea of all this, is we either destroy these things or we get them into the hands of some trustworthy Firewall individuals to either dispose or contain. Because if we give these, I agree with the kid. You don't put this on an open air because people get a hold of Titan artifacts.
I'm not talking about putting it on open air. I mean, sell it to a trustworthy group that we deal with. Researchers, scientists looking to destroy further information, things like that.
You mean get it to Firewall and leave it to them to figure it out?
Yeah, for money.
Oh, okay. No. I mean, I think we don't have enough. That's a potential. I agree with you. I think that could be real good for Firewall. You know what I mean? If there's know your enemy kind of shit, right?
Yeah. See, there you go.
Well, we also need to know the location where the meat's going down. We need to scout that area and know what we're getting ourselves into, entry, exits, that kind of thing. Is this a scorched earth program? I mean, are we killing every fucking body we see? Or are we just to disrupt the sale and keep it from being sold? Are we supposed to interdict and recover? I mean, there's questions that need to be answered before we just go in there.
Right. I mean, my first thought before we get into it, I mean, this seems right up your alley. You seem like you know what the fuck you're doing when it comes to military shit. So I think whenever we find out more stuff, we all want to hear what you got to say about it. But my thought is, as far as the people doing this deal, the less of them out there, the better. Titan Cult, fucking miserable. St. Catherine Tongs, Chester McDonald is the worst of them, but none of them are very good fucking people. So I don't think anybody's going to cry a river if we put these people out of commission either way. But I think the Titan is the first thing. More information we get, I think we come back to it and figure things out once we know where the meat's going on, things like that. Sound good for everybody?
That sounds great. Yeah.
Let's go talk to a prostitute.
Right on. I'm going to try to get information. Oh, go ahead. Sorry, kid.
I don't know about you guys. I still have nightmares about the fall, man. And And he's scratching the back of his head, even though he's a synth. And he's, yeah, I still have nightmares about that shit. And anytime I see, like, Titan stuff, and yeah, kill them all, I say.
All right, fuck. Yeah, kid, the fall's fucked up. We're all suffering. Shit sucks. But yeah, I agree with you. I think Titan shit. Yeah, gotta go. All right. I'm gonna start trying to find some information on Jenny G. Anybody else who wants to help out with that, go for it. And I am going to, on my end, Dell is whatever this search. I think it's like, what I had to do to look up information on Jenny G aliases. Just anything
you
I
can search the
find.
mesh. Let's see. You're gonna have to give me a second on that one. Do do do. Data e-tags. I think if you give me an infosec search, that would be fine. I don't see anything after a quick search of, you can find somebody's mesh ID fairly quickly. Tracking.
Research do
Okay,
anything
tracking.
like that?
Tracing by mesh ID. You don't know our mesh ID yet. I would say just do a infosec check. And
Can I help with that?
Assisting. Let's just give him a +10.
Thank you.
Wait, so let's do this correct. What's your infosec, Kiro?
60.
Let me help you instead.
Okay.
Yeah.
You and I will get together. I'll help you instead, because mine is not 60.
Okay.
I know stuff, but not like that.
Okay. How do I give this a bonus then?
So when you click it, it should bring it up then.
Yeah, it's got that the modifiers plus
Yeah, up in the upper
0.
right-hand
Got it.
corner.
Phil will
Situational
pretend.
plus 0. Got it.
Phil will pretend that he's trying and helping.
God damn.
Wow. So that's an okay roll, because in this system you want to get as close to the target as possible.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, so you do succeed. Her mesh ID, you find her mesh ID. Her mesh ID is in public mode, so it's not very hard to figure out where she is.
I'll transmit the mesh ID to everyone else.
Yep, they have the mesh ID. Your muse says, Kiro-san, she is located in the Commonwealth Club, her employer, which serves alcohol and drugs and other narcotics and prostitution. And basically she gives you the basically where it is located in New Quebec. So you have the location of the club. Supposedly she is in the club currently, and yeah. Is there anything else you would like to know?
Yeah, any background information on the club, key employees, if there's anything unusual there, like, the bouncers are a bit heavier, heavier deal than we'd expect, or anything like that. Just look for anything out the ordinary.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't a great roll, so I would say that you get very surface level information. It's been there for several years. It's fairly neutral when it comes to affiliations with different factions and that sort of thing.
So it's no particular association with that Tong.
No, it's not. But the Tongs do. You do know that the Tongs do go in there from time to time, just like any other customer would.
Okay.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, I was just wondering if we could look up any information. This might be more your thing, but look up any information, like if there's any particular like tattoo or types of morph that these Tongs use. Just so if we bump into any of them, we'll recognise that their affiliation, even if we don't recognise the individuals.
Yeah.
What skill do you think that would be, Del, for you? Investigate?
Yeah, it could be. It could be. Let me see.
Cartels, no
Yeah.
cartels. How about that?
Yeah, cartels. Yeah, I could do cartels. I have something else I want to do for Jenny G specifically, but let's do this first.
Okay.
Um, yeah, cartels. Because I greatly succeeded on the one earlier, would I have more familiarity with the gang because of my understanding of their leader, or no?
Yeah, sure. Give yourself a +10.
Okay. Ooh boy.
Superior success. How would you like to bump that?
I want quality. I think.
Quality. Yep.
I want. Because quality. Wait, does quality give you more
Better
information about it?
information
Yep,
in
I'll
this
take quality.
yeah, I would say. Yeah, so what specifically are you wanting to know about them?
Just to understand with the tongs, do they have a preferred morph? Do they have specific like colors or call signs, things like that that
Yeah,
like we
so
would know what
they
they
are
look like?
typically in scents, and they typically wear purple over their scents. So they're pretty easy to identify walking about. Yeah.
Any favored ways to deal with people in terms of fucking
Murder.
them up? Murder, yeah, murder, yeah.
Yeah, they're not known particularly for ego napping, but they've begun, like I said earlier, lately they have begun to be more aggressive in their illegal dealings, basically.
Okay. And other than Chester McDonald, no other known personages in the gang of note.
No, no one of note. Mm-mm.
Right on. Um, Not to do too much, but I did want to run like a social network search on Jenny G to figure out as much as I can about her in case we have to leverage stuff against her if she's being a pain in the ass.
Sure, you can do an infosec.
Would I be able to do research on social networks?
Yes. So
Alright.
you're wanting to see what her rep is, basically, for things?
So what is it? So research, look up an answer on the mesh, track people online, access the deep mesh search databases, sift through archives. So this is basically like I just want to, if I can find anything personal about Jenny G or the name Jenny G, I'm looking for that just to have in my back pocket in case this isn't as friendly as a meeting as we think it's going to be.
Okay. Yeah. She so Jenny G, what you know about her is that she actually lives at the Commonwealth Club. She's actually owns a stake of it, and she has a son, and he lives here on New Quebec as well, born before the fall. And so, yeah, pretty standard stuff. Nothing that you can find that she has any faction ties to anybody, that would be unexpected for somebody in her position.
Okay, part owner has a son. Has a son's name.
His name is William. Her real last name is Garfield.
All right. Yeah. So he takes all that down. It's kind of a little side thing he did. Um, but yeah, he'll share all the information. Um, he'll share all the information about the tongs. He doesn't share the information he picked on Jenny G himself. That's like a private window I was looking
Okay.
at. Dell specifically. So that's he only has that.
There is one thing I would like to look at if I can.
Sure.
I would like to do an infosec search, aided by my knowledge of black markets, to see if there is any talk about a particular sale going on involving something
super dangerous. Like basically looking for keywords and stuff that would be designed to not stick out to somebody not in the know. Anything along those lines.
Yeah, sure.
So I have my infosec. Can I say that that is aided by my black marcus? Because I have a 76. I think that gives me a plus
Yep.
20, if I remember correctly, how that sets up.
Sure. What gives you a plus 20?
Complementary skills.
Oh, gotcha. Yep. Sure can. You're doing an infosec check, but you have no black market. I gotcha.
A superior failure, apparently.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know less than nothing. I get wrong information, I
right.
think.
You have heard that someone at the Commonwealth Club is arranging this deal. And obviously, you do not know this is wrong.
So I enthusiastically inform other people of this.
Yeah, Dell takes it down. He has no reason to doubt
Sure,
Phil
yeah.
yet. Yeah. And he's already putting some things together then, if that's what he gets. Oh no.
All right, you heading out into New Quebec proper?
Yeah, I think he looks around because I imagine we're all standing here like doing little data searches and stuff, and then he's just, well, good. Anyone else know what any other ideas, things we should do? Just moving on.
I think next up is me with Jenny G.
Sounds good to me.
Bring lasagna.
Okay, give me 1 sec. I think I need to put tokens on this board. Oh, there they are, but I think they're wrong, actually. Just give me 2 seconds. Why is that? Oh, I'll figure it out in a minute. Tell me when you can start seeing things.
My token just appeared, but nothing else.
Yeah,
Okay.
I see a token
It must
and nothing else.
The screen went black.
Yeah, it must be I must not have vision on. Just
We're
give me a
re-sleeving
sec.
again, guys. It was that fast. We already failed.
Oh, you went outside? Idiots. Laser beam.
There you go.
I can see it now.
There we go.
Yep.
It's the Wizard of Oz. What's behind the curtain?
Yeah, so you head out of the body bank, and all these lights just kind of assault your eyes of this kind of, there's a bunch of not English written everywhere. I don't know if anybody has any languages that are not English, but it's yeah, it's
I think I do.
I can't remember. It doesn't matter. Whatever. There's lights, and your muses pop up like directions to the Commonwealth Club, to the Comet Express offices, to the government offices, and various other things around. So there are people out here, although you don't see them specifically running about. You do see people come and go, and mostly scents. You do notice some people in biomorphs. You do notice. So the gravity here is you're in low gravity. So keep that in mind. You are actually not walking. You are kind of bouncing around. It is similar to gravity to Luna, and nobody's actually on the ground for long. Things hover if they're not tied down, which most things are that are physical, except people who are just kind of bouncing and floating slightly about.
I hate planets like this. Everybody's made of metal.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I just tapped my sunglasses. Came prepared.
There's all these lights, man. Too many fucking lights. and I change my cigarette out for a fresh cigarette and flick it, and it floats away. Commonwealth Club's right next to us. Looks
Right
like.
next to you, yep. And you
That's
hear like the
convenience.
kind of the music pounding from the inside, even out here.
Never really got the whole club thing. You know?
What don't you get?
Just why? I don't know.
General enjoyment and, you know, touching and feeling in a sweaty room.
You think Kira may have shuddered slightly, but he doesn't admit it.
I mean, I think the
exchange bodily fluids. Ew.
You're so unsanitary.
Yeah, your muse pipes up again and she says, Kiro-san, do we need to have the talk again?
A smile is not consent.
That's what I told that young lady last time, but she wouldn't take no for an answer.
oh god, fuck.
Yeah, what we don't know is Kiro is actually just a fucking stud with the women.
Yep.
They love him.
Beating him off with a stick.
All right. So you approach the outside of this this club, and you hear the music as it's gyrating in the background. At the front door, there is a woman. You do think she's her biomorph is certainly bio-shaped, and it's she looks like, I don't know. She kind of has tusks, ears, and a massive gun across her back, and she just kind of stands there. And she puts her hand up, and she's like, "Good evening, gents, ladies, whatever you be. Welcome to the Commonwealth Club."
Phil has both of his hands in front of him, like in a tight tuck, and he's like dancing to the music in the most I'm trying to be masculine way possible.
So just pelvic thrust, in other words.
Yes, basically like upper body completely still, and his pelvis just kind of moving around. And he's like, "We're here to party."
Come on in. The party's here.
Phil whispers in Dell's ear, "Can you tell him to stop that? It's unsettling."
What? You want me to tell him to stop pelvic thrusting?
She does. She puts up
It's
a hand. She says,
upsetting.
"Just realize, no trouble, all right? Or you'll have me to deal with.
Hey,
And you
you're
don't
not gonna
want
get
that."
Oh no, definitely. You're not gonna get any trouble from us. Actually, we were here looking for somebody. Jenny G.
Yeah, she's in there. Are you off-worlders? I've never seen you before.
You know, some common threads brought us together. Just coming to say hi and figure some things out.
She's pinging your mesh IDs to run searches on you, probably. Your mesh IDs are fake, so she doesn't say anything to you. But you assume she is running searches on your mesh IDs and trying to figure out who you are and if you would be a problem. But she doesn't say anything. Well, Jenny G is a popular one, so head on in. I'm sure she could use the clientele.
Hey, keep up the good work up here, and I pat her on the shoulder and go by. Walking with Kiro and Phil, I'm like, look, I feel like you just gotta let Phil do his thing, because if you try to stop him, I think he's gonna make it worse.
Phil does look Orc up and down, and then like look her in the eye and then wink, before continuing his gyration dance while walking away. Somehow doing both at the same time.
I just think it's unprofessional.
Well, then you fucking tell him.
I don't want to.
Why don't...
It scares me.
You saw the ego, right? That's what he actually looks like.
I know, but I also saw his He points towards the kind of groin area. It was intimidating.
I know he did have a huge cock, but like, don't worry about it. Everybody does.
What?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Look, here's the thing, and I walk with Kira. I put my arm over his shoulder. I'm like, look, I'm walking in, looking at, trying to find people as I'm doing this, and I'm like, look, for whatever reason, there's a lot of overcompensating that's been happening. Anytime you see a flesh morph, odds are there's a huge schlong down there. Everybody fucking does it. It gets old. It really does. This isn't a new thing, you know. This was like people worried about huge dicks before the fall too, but now it's like everybody can have one. It's not a big deal anymore.
I just don't know why they do it. It feels... It looks awkward.
Your muse interrupts and she says, it's more unusual to have a small penis. Don't worry, Kiro.
Kira just goes...
You don't have a penis because you're in a savant.
That's one of the reasons I do it.
You do not want a penis?
Necessary appendages and sweat and...
Do you need therapy today, Kiro? I am
I do
programmed
not.
to... Very well.
Thaddeus will look the orc up and down. What he's really curious about is the weapon she has slung on her back. Is it a poser weapon or is it like legit?
It's legit,
Heavy
yeah.
artillery.
It's definitely legit. It is a...
Not a beam weapon. I
It is not a beam weapon. It's a kinetic weapon. It's like a kinetic shotgun, basically.
Oh, okay. So scattered gun. All right.
Yeah.
And I'll also, as I walk through, I'll catch up. I just give her the eye, and then I'll catch up with everything. And I'll stand next to Kiro, and I'll lean over and go, little known fact, simians have the smallest penis of all the primates.
What?
Yeah,
And then I just walk on.
that's true. It's 100% true.
I don't know what to do with that.
Process it. Let it wash over you, and then I walk out and go. I go look for.
And
I go do my fucking job.
Yeah. I'm scanning all the patrons, trying to see if anybody's packing heat, aside from the obvious.
Yeah, I mean, it's
No.
fairly common. There's some people with weapons, but, you know. And Phil, as you round the corner, you see this... what's a morph called? The pleasure pod. And it's a dark-skinned female, attractive by normal senses of pre-fall, and you're, you know, as you get closer, your muse would tell you that this is the mesh ID that you're looking for, and she kind of looks in your direction and walks over to you, and she says, "Oh, hi there. I've never seen you around before."
Yeah, we're new here. How you doing, Honey Bear?
I'm doing good. What brings you into the Commonwealth Club? You looking for some company, some drinks?
Oh, we are, but we were told to speak with a specific person that it would be a fantastic time. A girl named Jenny G.
Oh, well, you're in luck because I'm her.
Hey, we were. What was the group that gave us her as a contact? Name of it?
Firewall.
Yeah, it's Firewall, yeah.
We were sent in by, you know, given your name as a contact by, Firewall.
She looks at you and she just puts a finger up to her lips and she's like, "Oh, this isn't a conjugal visit and I'm not gonna make any money, am I?"
Oh, it's a conjugal visit.
And she says, "Well,"
Phil is continuing his dance.
yeah. She looks down and looks up and she says, "Nice technique. How much rep you got for that?" And this is basically she's asking how much rep are you gonna give her?
He immediately stops his dance and looks sad.
Well, if you're here on official business, that's unfortunate, but yeah, follow me, boys.
Yeah.
We follow.
Yeah, we'll follow.
Yeah, she comes this way. I don't know how to do the same thing as Roll20
I'll keep
does.
my boy Kiro safe from any prying eyes or people that are checking his savant out wanting to...
Nobody seems
Actually,
to notice him.
right on. Quick scan for tongs, because that's something we...
Like as a visual scan. Yeah, you don't see any anybody with those telltale signs of synth and purple clothing.
Logistics question.
Mhm.
What are the synth patrons actually doing? Like, they don't drink.
Yeah, they're just hanging
And-
out with other people. Some seem to be talking to prostitutes. Other
That's
people.
just,
Yeah.
that's just confusing.
Yeah, I read very specifically through that section today, and synths can have fun in that way somehow. So. But yeah, Ginny G takes you to a secluded room, a little smaller than probably is comfortable for the 5 of you. And she waves you in, and she says, once the door is closed behind all of you, she says, "All right, give it to me. What do you need?" I have a guess though.
We received some intel regarding a trade that's going to take place between some unsavory types, and we were given your name as somebody who's a go-to in this part of town.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. What do you need to know? Where it's going down?
Details about the actual merchandise being exchanged.
Don't know that. Just know what it is. It's just know it's dangerous. It's one of those Titan things, and I know where it
Any
is.
dimensions?
Hmm?
Any dimensions? Are we looking for something the size of a truck, or am I looking for something the size of a person's hand?
I know it's physical because, well, those cultists came here on a ship, a real ship. So it's not digitized, and they can't take it out with casting. So it's something you can hold. As if it's big, I don't know about that.
How many cultists are there?
Well, I heard 3. I heard 3 people came in on that ship.
Ship, you know the name of it, anything like that? Where it's docked at?
I know where it's docked. It's docked right outside where the meeting place is going to be. Yeah, the Tongs, they stay out near landing pad 6. There's a warehouse out there that they've taken control of a few years ago. That's where they hang out. So, right next to it. So, I think you better hurry, maybe.
Wait, is this shit going down today?
I don't know. I think there's some negotiations involved. But when that negotiation's done, I think it's going to get handed over. Don't know much more than that.
Okay.
How did you get this information that he became a contact for this?
Well, sometimes I go out there to ply my trades, or some of my friends do. They want us to go out there these days, and not the other way around. They don't come into town much, unless they're up to no good. Somebody overheard something. I'm not going to give up their names because I don't want to get them involved.
Yeah, I look at Phil, because of what Phil found out, and I'm leaving him to ask it.
So, anyone in this this exchange, who's coordinating it? There's got to be some sort of contact in the area who's making everything move along.
Don't know what you mean.
Well, you have a buyer and a seller. Somebody had to put the 2 of them together.
Honestly, I don't know who that would be. nobody here I know would mess with that stuff.
That's
I will
funny.
Smart. No one should mess with that stuff.
kinesics check.
I think
don't know how to pronounce
I
that.
think it's savvy, isn't it?
Kinesics?
Let's see.
Kinesics use kinetics to read someone's emotional state, gauge their intentions,
Yeah, there you
detect
go.
lies, and identify manners.
Yeah, sure.
I'm gonna do that shit as well.
Yeah, you
I had
can.
to look it up because I was like, there's got to be a lie detection skill somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I want to see if she's lying because we
Yeah.
we think that.
I was going to say either she's lying or she's just useless. One of the two.
I
don't think she's useless.
No, she's not useless. Man.
Oh, you think she's telling the truth?
Oh no, we think
I-
she's lying.
Yeah, because we think that somebody's involved, right? Like we think somebody from the club's involved, and she just told us that
Nobody was
here would do
involved.
that.
So as
You
far
think
as
whatever
we're-
you want to think.
Yeah.
I now think this girl's definitely the one that put this deal together. She's double crossing for double money.
That was like he's thinking like, look, Jenny, you've been straight with us.
Yeah.
My friend here found information that suggests somebody from the club was help making the deal happen. I don't think it's you, because why the fuck would you tell us?
She looks
But
at you and
is
she's
it-
like, I don't know what you're talking about. That doesn't sound like anybody here that works at the club. Nobody,
Maybe,
I mean,
maybe not
there's-
someone who works at the club. Maybe a common patron.
well, just about everybody's from New Quebec here. They come in and, this is where the fun is. She kind of bounces up and down a bit.
Nobody that hangs out with the... I mean, nobody who would want to hang out with Tongs, but I mean, nobody from here associates with Tongs at all. No patrons, nothing that you're aware of.
Well, I mean, like I said, we go out there to make some cash and some rep, some G rep.
Yeah, I'm gonna look at Phil. I'm gonna go into the head, and I'm like, are you sure that information's good?
I mean, as sure as I can be about anything. We got sent here with almost no timeline. We found out the deals might be going on today.
Let's just try to get this shit. I think if it's a leak, we figure it out later. We take this shit and we go with it.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, I come back to talking with Jenny G. Like, all right. You got any information on the cultists, the names, anything like that?
I don't know anything about those guys. They're not from Titan at all. That's all I know. The ship came in from the inner system. That's about all I know.
You got anything on the warehouse, anything like that we for the docks? Any information about that?
Yeah, I
You
know a
where they,
little
like,
bit
move
about that. There's a
sentries,
train that heads out there, but usually it is watched by the Tongs. There's another way you could get there, over land. Not that pleasant. There's you'd have to cross the lake. Kind of dangerous, but you won't be spotted. It's up to you which way you want to go. Like I say, there's a train that goes out there, and they watch it. So if you come that way, they probably will know you're coming.
What's the dangerous part about the lake?
Well, you want to walk over some frozen methane. It's can be volatile sometimes.
No, I wouldn't really like to do that. Is there any skiffs or anything that we can take out there? A vehicle?
There's a. Yeah, I could probably get you a buggy.
Is that gonna cost us?
Well, maybe a little bit.
What's it gonna cost?
Does anybody have any G-Rep?
Ooh.
I got G-Rep.
Yeah, you
I
can,
also have G-Rep.
You can give one G-Rep.
Yeah, I'll flash the.
Oh.
I'll like send something to her, flash like 1 G-Rep on.
Yeah, okay, subtract one G-Rep from yourself. I think that's how that works.
Sounds about right.
I will look it up to make sure. Yeah, you might just make a test. Hold on.
Let's see, test.
Rep.
See, it might be a minor favor.
Yeah, I would say it is a minor favor. Where the hell is rep? Come here. I don't think that's where it would be, though.
I probably can't use a contact for this one, huh? That's probably something else.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Using rep 308. Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'll look.
Yeah, I won't use my contact.
Yeah,
for
you
this
don't
one.
burn. Yeah, you don't burn it. So using rep. Yeah, you make a rep test. So I think you make a test versus your rep.
Yeah, if you click on it, it brings up a test
Yeah.
on any of the reps.
Who has the highest G rep?
I have 35 with a minor favor.
I only have a 25.
I would like to do it, and then I would also you can use your flex, like your pools for this shit. They have like
Yes.
a plus 20 bonus. I'm gonna use the plus 20 bonus for this.
Okay.
So I have contact turned off
Okay.
for this one. Let me adjust that.
It looks like if you're doing a minor favor, you get plus 10? Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Alright, so my target should be 55. It's minor favor, 25 rep, plus 20, no contact being used. Cool.
So, yep. Oh, cool. It just did you delete your flex, or did it automatically do that? I'm just curious.
It automatically counted it down.
Oh, sweet. Okay, yeah. She's like, yeah, fine. I'll get it for you. You can tell you're being pinged on the G rep, and she does. I'll get you a buggy.
Alright. I think that we got everything we need. Well,
I was wondering maybe if you
Yeah,
could
no,
help me out with something, though.
what's that?
Well, you see, you know Chester, yeah? You know who he is?
I'm familiar with the prick, yeah.
He's got something in mind. I'd like it back.
What's he got?
Oh, it's nothing too outlandish. It's just something that's a bit sentimental to me. Something pre-fall that was mine. I owed him something, and I had to give it over. This is years ago. It's just a locket with a picture in it.
Okay. Yeah, I think I got an idea of what you want. Yeah. Yeah, we try to get it back for you.
All right. I'd appreciate that. I mean, if you're gonna take him down anyway, which I assume you will.
I mean, not explicitly on mission, but at the same time, I don't think anybody's gonna miss Destin McDonald.
Have you considered trying to find his backup location and delete it? Give him the old final death?
You got a scoop on that?
Not really. I know that I don't think they're backed up at the body shop.
Maybe the warehouse? You ever see any of the cold storage at the warehouse? Any of your
I don't
soldiers?
get. I only have certain areas they take me where I can get vertical, you know,
Oh,
or
yeah.
horizontal, I should say.
I mean, you float, you could probably do both.
No, that's true. We do a lot. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the old spinaroo.
Yeah. we could maybe check around, see who we can talk with. But yeah, no, we can. The locket. I think the locket shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, if you find it, I wouldn't mind having it. It's got a picture of my somebody I lost before the fall. You know.
Yeah, Dell thinks about flexing that, but thinks that might come across weird. That he knows what she's asking for, but he doesn't. He'll look at Kiro and think, well, what about you, kid? You got any technical questions that Jenny G might be able to answer or give you insights on?
I just want to know where his backup is. Anyone who deals in this shit. Final Death's too good for them.
Jesus Christ. Alright, well, fuck. I mean, we'll look for it. I think we're good here.
Alright.
Man, Dell will just step out, like, pings everybody, and he's like, Thaddeus, where are you at?
I'm in the room. I'm over there eyeballing two of the patrons.
Yeah, I think you went into another room.
He's like, wait.
Private party. Little private party there.
Are you sharing your vision screen? Those titties? What are you doing in there?
I'm probing for information.
Yeah, they're just talking, you know. There's not much going on.
Get some good information. Is this gonna be a permanent destination for you?
Let's just say we're talking about bananas.
Dell walks back out, and we're all on the VPN call, and like, all right, so we got a skiff that we can take across the lake. I don't think we should let them know we're coming, because if we want to do some real sneaky shit, then coming across the train seems like a bad idea, right?
Yeah, we're gonna do this all skiff. Get in there quiet. Take them out. Take all their shit.
So
Maybe
let's
get a
see.
new ship out of this.
Maybe. Dell is gonna talk to Kiro. Kiro, did you think you can find maybe like a map or some schematics or something for this landing pad place where this thing, landing pad 6? You think you can try to find something like that? It's New Quebec records.
Sure, that should be public, right?
Yeah, you can. You don't need to roll. You find the schematics for it. Yeah.
Yeah. Send that across to Dell.
I sent it to Thaddeus. Do I see on the map where it looks like if we came in from the lake we would end up?
Yeah, you would definitely have to cross the lake to get there unless you take the train, which is elevated above the lake. Mm-hmm. And if you do go over the lake, it is pretty big, and it will take you to you can pretty much get on any side of the warehouse you want, as long as you kind of make your way that way. There's nothing to stop you from doing that. So you could come in behind it, you could come in the front. Basically, the landing pad is off to, if you're looking at it from a forward view, it's off to the right, a couple hundred, probably a half a mile. The landing pad is from the warehouse. The warehouse probably at one time had something to do with the landing pad. You don't, besides being the base of the tongs, there's nothing, you don't know what it would be used for at this point.
I send the schematics and everything to Thaddeus, and so you seem like a war guy, so I mean, what do you think we should do with the information we got, knowing that the trade's going on, where we can come in at, things like that? What are some thoughts in your head?
So I'll go over it and look at it and look at, points of ingress and egress. What is there any public information of like any kind of law enforcement or security, physical security, that kind of thing.
Let me show you the outside of the warehouse.
Okay.
Give me a sec. Where is that?
And then maybe get Kiro to maybe look at like what kind of wetware they have, what kind of cyber support they have, if any, security and stuff like that.
So here is the okay. So give me just 2 seconds.
I just realized I'm missing one of my skills, which is pilot. Because I was like, oh yeah, I know how to use ground vehicles, and then I was looking for it.
I've got pilot ground as well, but I'm just not very good at it.
I say I only have a 35, so I'm not.
I've got
I'm not in.
45.
So this is the entryway to the in the, so you would come in from here. There's a hallway, and so this is the first room. You're looking at the schematics. This is another chamber here, usually airlocked, and then you could go Star Wars cards. Let's see, and this is the other room, which is connected. And then you can head out to the exterior from these two doors at the top as well, and that would be considered, aka the back of the warehouse. Yeah, and then they go to other hallways too, with other rooms and smaller rooms.
Does it have its own power grid?
It is powered by its own power grid. Yes.
Okay. So
you do not see anything that suggests there is a backup facility here that you can see.
Backup as in power? Or
No, backup as in ego backup.
Okay. So in other words, you die here, you die here.
No, it just they were asking about if Jenny was asking if it was possible to give them the final death, because to find their backups and delete them, basically. You don't see anything that would suggest that there is anything like that here that you can see by the schematics.
Right.
So.
Yeah, then definitely give it the once over. Look for any like security weak points. Any points that
Can you give me a no military ops?
I can do that because I have that skill.
And since you have the schematics, give yourself a +10.
I like that even better. That's a success, I think.
That's a superior success. So not only do you see where there is a power station that's connected to the warehouse and the landing pad for that matter, and you think that if you disable it, it would probably disable anything in the building that requires power. So locks on doors, if they are, powered, if they are, just not like mechanical, which most things would not be these days, that sort of thing. So, and if there are server backups somewhere in there, they would probably be powered off. Not that that would necessarily delete them, but anything in there that would be security would be turned off. Anything that is powered by that power grid would go dark. Lights.
Was there any inclination of like a secondary power supply for the complex?
There is, and it is kind of there's two power supplies, one on each side of the building. So you think that if one they're small nuclear power stations, and when I say small, they're probably the size of a shed.
Right.
Everything's nano these days. And so, you would have to take them both out somehow.
Yep. So I would point to the two sections. I'm assuming we're in virtual space or something. We're sharing. We're looking at.
Yeah, you're basically talking over like the phone to each other, but through your mind.
Right. And I would point to those two. We'd probably need a 2-prong attack or plan some sort of charges that we could detonate at the same time. and then sweep the building. There's probably going to be resistance. I mean, you don't go to these kind of things without muscle, firepower. So we're going to have to expect either or we're going to have to expect resistance of some kind, and then probably going to need some. It's either going to have to be lightning fast, or we're going to have to come in hard, or both.
If they've got any automated defenses, I can try and turn them against them.
Yeah, that would be excellent. Also, is there like a planetary police force, or is everybody?
There's a new Quebec security, which is very well known to be undermanned. They are under the control of the new Quebec administratum, which you had gotten a message from earlier.
All right. So yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways we could approach this. We could find a part of New Quebec that's not necessarily heavily populated, set some charges off to create a diversion to get emergency response teams going that way, and then 5 minutes into it, we hit this place hard and fast, get the tech, and get out. But is it a scorched earth protocol? Are we dropping everybody we see? Because I think just me and Phil are probably the combat guys.
I think we're probably best off getting there and seeing quantities before we make that decision. 50 guys on each side, we probably don't want to go scorched earth, but three Titan scientists and 2 guys with a suitcase full of money. Kind of makes that decision for us.
GM question: in this kind of setting, are these kind of things kind of like done on the down low? Like in a typical.
You mean the firewall? Your operation?
Yeah, well, that, and then like this whole illegal deal of. This,
well, it definitely wasn't. It definitely isn't public knowledge,
right.
Since you got it through Jenny G, apparently.
Right.
Yeah. So yeah, it depends what it is, probably. But a sale of a Titan artifact probably would be definitely on the down low, or it would probably not only any firewall agents, which are known that they exist. And security services might be interested in stopping this. It might bring in other people that want to steal it for their own gain, etc., etc.
It's gonna be hush hush.
Yeah.
So the next question would be Jiro to maybe look at this property, and I'm sure it's going through shells and so on and so forth, but make sure we don't want to step on the dick of somebody worse. You know what I mean? So maybe not leave I don't know if there's a way to digitally scrub our presence here.
Well, the good thing is you have fake IDs, so right. They're not going to be able to, unless they're able to somehow get around that. Those are for firewall agents to, act in a way that can't be traced.
The old saying, with enough time and money, you can do anything.
That's true.
So that's what I'm worried about. So, but yeah, I think the place doesn't seem too large that we can't, judging by my role, that'd be a safe assumption, Jason, that I feel that our group could assault this in a stealthy manner.
There's definitely places to sneak around there. It's hard to know, what their forces actually look like. The warehouse is pretty big, and the power generators are on both sides, slightly detached from the warehouse, obviously, in case there was something that happened to it. And it also powers the landing pad nearby, whatever power needs it has. What you're looking at is a lake that separates New Quebec from this warehouse, and all the landing pads pretty much on the way. There's this train that basically connects all the landing pads to New Quebec, and each of them have similar warehouses. It would be you would be pretty separated from each other if you went to both sides and both power areas and did what you wanted to do. But it's big enough that sneaking around is definitely possible. And so is fighting your way through. It just depends how many people are there, you know.
Euro, how's your ability with drones?
I presume decent.
Could we get some drones, load them up with some minor explosives to take
So
those
I've got electronics and robotics.
Yeah, you
Nothing
just have to
specific
get
for drones.
you just have to get access to them.
Yeah.
That could come from using your rep.
I got a
Have you
thought
guys-
too.
Did you say they're nuclear power plants?
They are. Mm-hmm.
I mean, guys, look, this is serious, right? This is Titans. This is goodbye humanity stuff. I think detonating one reactor is nothing in comparison.
You mean setting off the nukes?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you say nuclear, Jason, is that like how is this like nuclear volatile shit? Like this will fucking go off?
It would be
Was it
it
more
would not
fusion?
it would not cause a nuclear bomb.
Mhm.
There's a
No,
lot
but
of
I mean, you could cause enough. You could cause like a Fukushima.
You could
kind of
cause
thing,
an
or,
explosion,
or,
certainly, yes.
Yeah, and like spread a lot of radiation and kill everything in the area, right?
Yeah, if it was impacted by radiation, sure.
Vince
Yeah.
would survive.
Oh yeah, if they got synths, then
Yeah.
it wouldn't help. Yeah, okay.
Which we know at least one side is commonly synth. Go ahead, Gus.
No, so Dell thinks about it, and the drone thing comes up, but he also thinks of another thing, and he says, "Okay, I like the explosives idea, but how about this? The Tongs are one gang. There's got to be other gangs around here that don't fucking like the Tongs. What if I get on? I'm a detective, but I know some people on the other side because you let little things go, and sometimes they help you out with bigger things. You know what I mean? So, what if I get on maybe some of my contacts at G-Rep, see if there's any gangs around here that have beef with the Tongs. We let them know what's going on as a little hot tip. They come in dick swinging, and then that makes things a little easier for us to go in all quiet like maybe. What do you think about that, Thaddeus?
Yeah, that's an excellent strategy. I mean, the concern is how much dick swinging are they doing, and what's the retaliation factor? We can plan it to
Everything
death.
about
Nothing will
genitalia
survive. Remember, simians have the smallest penis of all the primates.
My preference would be to not get another group involved that may either A, try to take the score, or B, try to interfere with us getting actual information out of this.
Well, we don't gotta let them know what's in it. We just gotta let them know, hey, they're about to make a big deal, make some money. That might be enough for them to come in and swoop in and say, fuck that. You know, anything to piss on somebody else's parade. So my thought is, we give them that information, maybe. We show up. We all sneaky like, right? They start fucking smoking each other. And if people get in our way, it's a fish in a barrel thing for us. I mean, we know that we're Firewall. Everybody else there is a gang member or a Titan cultist. Better off dead anyway.
I like that.
Yeah, I'm down with that. I mean, we can overplan it to death. I think as long as we have an entry-exit strategy, that'll be, what if everything goes south? We need a way out. So either having that skiff on standby, is there a way to drone the skiff so if Jiro sends a signal, it comes swooping in to get us? What's our exit?
Just to level set, it's not a skiff, it's a buggy. So it's like a dune buggy kind of thing.
Yeah. So either way, if it can be
I
droned.
could be waiting in that. I mean, I'm not hugely good in a fight, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's that too. I mean, so yeah, that works. That leaves us down to a 3-man fire team, which is fine as long as we can all work together and, get in and get out. I mean, what's our chances of getting hold of explosives to blow up this Titan tech? out of character, is that something we can finagle here on the black market?
It depends on your rep rolls.
Right. Which rep is that? Is it I rep, R rep?
In this, I'd say in this
Okay.
location and what you're trying to do, you could get it from G rep. You could get it from, let's see, what other reps?
Oh, I go over. I talk to Philip. Phil, do you know shit about black markets?
Yeah, I know about black markets.
Maybe you could get in touch with somebody black market here, see if they got some, plastics.
I can do that. Realizing that I just committed to something, I turn around so he's not looking at me. Sweat kind of pouring down from the face, and and I will try to see how I would go about getting in contact with somebody for that.
Do you have, so you have black market as a skill, right? Yeah, go ahead and roll that then. Yeah, that would work.
See, I know this there cupcake sales guy.
Yeah, I got a success.
Sweet.
Yeah, so on the mesh, you notice that there is another owner of this Commonwealth Club. He typically serves as the bartender. His name is June. And you're given his mesh ID and his image, and you kind of look around and you see, hey, that guy's working over at the bar.
All right. Yeah, I'll take a walk over to him.
Yeah, and you do, and these club patrons just kind of meander off. Maybe they just don't like the way you look, or whatever.
That's rude.
Hip thrusting, like, oh fuck.
Yes,
it.
yeah. They're like, wait, that was the hip thrust guy. Let's get out of
The
here.
dick guy.
I'm still doing that dance. I have yet to stop.
Yeah. So this guy, he's in a biomorph, and he has some tattoos on his head, and his eyes are actually cybernetic. And he looks over to you, and he's like, "What are you having?"
Based on my black market success, do I know how to talk to this guy to inform him I am here?
Not with just a normal success, no.
All right. I'll say, hey, here to make a deal. If you catch my drift.
He looks at you. He's like, "You got to be more specific."
I bet I do. Looking for something to make a show. Something
Like you want to XP? Don't sell XPs, but some of the girls do. If you want to get some for the road, if you know what I'm talking about.
I'm looking for something that's gonna, burn hot.
Well, all our girls are clean, so it's not gonna burn.
I'll lean over his shoulder and go, "We'd like some explosives, please."
Oh, why didn't you say so?
I was gonna order an Irish car bomb. That was gonna be my next step.
I just pat you. This heavy ham fist just pats you on the shoulder.
Well, yeah, I could do that for you. What are you gonna give me for it?
Well, what are you looking for? And I'll say that logistically, what are you looking to buy? And I look at Thaddeus.
He scratches his head and says, "Got any?" See, this is the part of the game. It's like what, you don't have any money, so.
Right.
Right. It would. Essentially, it's a favor.
Yeah.
You're asking someone to do a favor, unless you have gear score left over, I guess.
Yeah. Let me think.
Looking over this bartender, does he have any conflict zone tats? Or any military tats?
Let's see. What would that be? Let me take a look at your. How about I'll give you a conflict zone with a -20
Oof.
to recognize the tats.
Oh, you gotta do. Let's do 20. How do I make it a negative?
So on modifiers, I think you hit a plus and just put a negative in front of the value.
Yeah, there you go. Let's see if it. Yep, it did it. All right, boom. Let's pray. Oh,
So that's a very, very,
Hey.
very good roll. The answer is yes. He has fought. One tattoo that's on his head. The 17-minute war. He was a part of that. So the 17-minute war was when the Jovian Republic killed the Chinese and the Russians to take over the outer system very close after the fall. So he was involved in that as probably on the losing side, as his biomorph has been sculpted to at least appear as he would be potentially Chinese or an Asian racial profile. So
yeah. I'll point to his ink, and I'll just say, as one sympathetic to another combat brother, you'd be doing a huge service, and we'd owe you. And this simian always pays his debts. You know, and I'll just flash my teeth at him.
looks at you and says, "What do you know about these tats?"
Well, fortunately, I'm covered in a lot of fur, and I'll list off, 4 or 5 conflicts that I've been in, because I'm a conflict zone veteran, and and just let him know that I've been in the shit. There's a lingo and an understanding people that have been in active combat understand, and I'll give him that knowledge, and I'll mention his conflict and say, while I wasn't there, I know people that served.
Yeah, he kind of looks at Phil and looks back to Thaddeus and says, "All right, what are you looking for? After you're done, just don't blow up anything in New Quebec, alright? It's our home. It's pretty chill."
Yeah, no, nothing like that.
Alright, well, I can get you some stuff. I don't have anything with a ton of
There's
power,
some thermal
but
detonator. Yeah, I'll list whatever the common explosive is.
yeah, he would have something that would that would be.
I just need to take some generators out. Some.
Oh yeah, I got something for that. If you're looking to turn off the lights on somebody.
Timed or remote, if at all, remote if possible.
Yeah, it can be operated via the mesh. Not a problem.
Solid.
All right, homie.
I'll give him the Simplify, equivalent of
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah, he passes over a drink to you. He's on the house, man.
Thank you.
He's like, I'll have it delivered to you. Where are you looking for me to have it over to?
I'm assuming we've got some sort of residence here, or
No, you don't. It would be you would probably want it to be delivered at wherever the buggy is. You can figure that out. You guys talk it out, and I'll get it to you. Don't worry.
And
Give me an hour.
One of my fake IDs that that Cornelius monitors for me. If he ever needs to contact me, if he needs a favor, 'cause I believe it's tit for tat.
Yeah, I'll hit you up when I got something.
Solid.
He looks at Phil and he's like, "Yeah, I like him better."
I'll tell him to go fuck himself in Mandarin, but I'll do it with a smile.
Oh man.
He just laughs and goes back to doing whatever he was doing.
They'll Dell's gonna get with Kiro and be like, all right, kid, can you help me out with something?
Yeah, sure.
I want to scroll the mesh so I can find, some fucking, some guys that ain't fans of the Tongs, you know what I mean? I want to see if we can get somebody else involved in this shit so that we have a little extra muscle. Even if they're not with us, they can come in and cause problems, because we're just 4 people.
Yeah, cause some chaos. Besides, they might do this kind of nasty shit to these guys that we won't be prepared to do, right? Yeah. Yeah.
I
Okay.
wouldn't
Yeah,
go that
yeah.
far.
And he,
willing
yeah,
to do
I'll start looking.
What is that nasty shit you're gonna do to these
Yeah,
guys?
what's going on here?
I mean, we'd just kill them. We won't, yeah, but these guys might like torture them to death or something. That's cool.
Psychosurgery, torture. Yeah, put him in a simul space that seems like it's years of torture instead of 1 minute.
So for this stuff,
What they deserve.
is it research or is it infosec that we're doing here?
Let's see. What does research say? Page 51. Yeah, I would say it's research.
What's your research, Kiro?
Oh, just 20.
Do you want to help me do mine?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, he wouldn't really know about looking through underworld stuff, but if you tell him what you're looking for, he can make it happen.
Yeah, so
he'll help.
I'll have Kiro help like logistically, and we'll just like mix meshes and try to like find shit that way.
Mhm.
So I'll do research plus 10.
Yep.
Right. Okay.
Oh man, your target's 90, so you have 80 in research.
Yeah,
Okay.
research is very high.
Yeah, you learn that the Tongs have pretty much wiped out all other gangs in New Quebec. However, there's been you looking at news articles, and the Tongs have been pretty heavy-handed with dealing with the local government and security forces, and they have true death a couple of them.
Fuck.
And gone so much as finding their backups and deleting them. And they are very, very much hated by the local government, but the local government is super undermanned, and they can't really handle them. But the Tongs don't. It seems like the Tongs don't want to like start an all-out war, because then it might bring in other Titanian government authorities in to cause them issues.
Bigger fish type.
Yeah,
of thing
yeah.
comes in.
Mhm.
There's public information. We received a message from the local government, right?
Mhm.
Is there contact information on there that
Yes.
I can call somebody?
It says basically to go to their offices to make contact. Yeah.
Okay. Is there a number or something I can reach out?
Yeah,
to
you
just
you could probably contact them. Yeah.
I go to the group call again, and all right. So the Tongs are fucking vicious. They wiped out pretty much all their competition on the illegal circuit, but that message that we got when we first, came in, from the New Quebec administratum, they have real bad beef with the Tongs. The Tongs have true death a couple of their people. That's some fucking sick shit. That's serious shit. So what I'm thinking is I reach out to them, and we maybe do this a little bit more classy than just throwing people to the wayside, because this is a local government. I mean, they're not Firewall, but they might have they're not necessarily bad, so that might change our plan a little bit. Are we still maybe comfortable talking to them, making them aware of maybe not the fact that it's tight and shit, unless they already know, but letting them know there's a deal going down that we plan on busting up?
Yeah, I'd say go for it.
Yeah, it's worth a try.
Especially just if nothing else keeps actual authorities off our ass when we're trying to get out.
That's true. We're all good with that then?
Yep.
Yeah.
I call the NQA.
Yeah, you call the NQA and probably Amuse answers, and it's, welcome to New Quebec. This is the New Quebec Administrative Offices. How may I direct your call?
Oh man, what would I say in this situation? These are, do I know, like, these muses tend to be pretty sophisticated, obviously.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they could be as sophisticated as a beta fork, even.
I will give, because they had to know my fake ID that I was giving here to send me that message. I will give
Yes.
that ID to the muse, and I'll say, looking to make contact regarding a situation that could be mutually beneficial.
Patching you through to Magistrate Sao Ling. Please hold. And you hold for about a minute, and then there is a voice on the other line. This is Administrator Sao. How may I help you?
Nice hold music. My name's Dell. We were contacted by your office when we arrived. You know who I work with, I assume.
Yes, we knew that you were coming here, and we used this opportunity to contact you about a problem we are having with one of our micro corporations. I was wondering if you would be interested in some extra work while you're on New Quebec.
Well, we might be, but there's there's a very pressing concern right now that we got going on that I think will be of interest to your administratum as well.
Continue.
I know you're familiar with the Tongs, St. Catherine Tongs. Read a lot about how they've been fucking with you guys. Pardon me speaking brusquely. And I sympathize. It's a problem. They are engaged in something that is particularly unsavory tonight, in fact. We believe it could be a deal that could be happening at any time. It involves very dangerous equipment that they're trading off to cultists of a certain persuasion. I'm not going to elaborate. If you've got any people you might be willing to commit to this exercise, we plan to deal with these people. We plan to deal with the tongs, we plan to deal with the dangerous equipment, and the individuals who have come here to make this trade on your administratum. And this is kind of a favor for favor situation. I think that my associates and I will be happy to help you with your corporation if perhaps you'd be interested in helping us with this situation.
I think that could be a good deal. I wouldn't mind seeing the Tongs suffer. Obviously, you should know from the reports on the mesh about what they've done to some of our officers over the last couple years.
I did see, yes. True death is nothing to fuck with. Truly. Just human to human, I sympathize. Business aside, it's pretty fucked up. I'm no fan of Chester McDonald. If we
Did
could
you know
give
Chester
him...
McDonald used to work for the New Quebec Administrative Security Services? He was the captain of our militia.
I was not familiar. Is this how he was able to get some of that information to make these true deaths happen?
Bingo. He infiltrated our personal backup servers and selected the ones he wanted to delete and did so. Unfortunately, he corrupted any attempts to regain them. I would be willing for certain to help you out. What kind of operatives do you need? We do not have a sophisticated security force here. We use mainly security robots.
Well, we wouldn't be needing a whole lot of real technical support. The big thing we would need, we plan to do this a bit stealthy. Yeah, we would need some attention. Somebody to keep their attention. Maybe just kind of think about a hammer and anvil situation. Um, you would be the hammer hitting the anvil. We would be the needle slipping in behind.
You need a diversion.
Precisely.
Well then, something like security robots would work perfectly. They don't have to actually succeed at anything besides getting their attention. And we would prefer not to have our synths destroyed. They do cost money.
Oh,
Robots,
understandable.
less precise, less expensive.
I mean,
Would you
understandable.
say 6 of them would do?
I think 6 would be just fine. I do have a question in terms of perhaps a lease prospect. I have a specialist here who is pretty familiar with robotics and tech, and I'm by no means being critical of your own people handling the bots, but him being who he is and the skills that I believe he has, not to mention his proximity to the situation, would it be possible for him to perhaps take control of the bots when they're in the area?
Consider it done.
Can I pass you his information so we can ensure the transfer is smooth?
Of course.
And I look to Kiro to make sure that's okay.
Yeah, Kira nods.
I give them Kiro's a ID that they have.
Yep. I will have them delivered to wherever you need.
It's gonna be landing pad 6.
Ah yes, landing pad 6. Unfortunately, if I send them on the train, those tongs will know they're coming.
That is exactly what we would like, just at a certain time.
Ah.
It-
Yes, we can do that.
Right.
Perhaps they think it is a raid.
That would be... Well, it is, but maybe not the one they're thinking it is.
I have other ways to help them find that out. Leak it on the mesh.
Hey, if that's... I'll leave that to your discretion. You know your city, you know your place better than I do, I gotta admit. Out of character, what's this guy's name one more time?
Saoling.
Saoling.
Yeah, Caoling.
Sal, I appreciate your discretion and your help in this matter, and again, I speak for my associates and I that whenever this is sorted out, I will be in contact with you again, and we'll be happy to sort out your corporate situation.
I look forward to it.
Favor for favor.
I'll hold you to it. Let me know when you want us to go, and I will arrange it.
Thank you, Ling. And I disconnect the call. I explain all that anybody that didn't hear it, I'm assuming I was letting people listen in on stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. So we got our distraction, on call, hero. They'll be getting passed to you as soon as they're in coming off the train, I assume. We got bombs, explosives. Thaddeus, what magic are we gonna make happen with this? What are you feeling?
I'm feeling we use those drones as a diversion, and then as the shit hits the fan, we blow the generators, and then we go in and we get what we got to get, drop who we got to drop, and we get out lickety split.
So we get there first, we sneak, set up the bombs, get the drones in, then we start the shit, deal with everything else we need to deal with.
Exactly.
Okay. Any other ideas or things we got to deal with before we go take care of this shit?
I think just one last security sweep of the building on the mesh and make sure there's no surprises as much as we can. I mean, again, everything's going to go south once the bullets start flying, but you know that we have to deal with that as we deal with it.
No, this guy you just contacted from, assuming police or government, Marshal.
Right.
We're 100% sure this guy's not going to send those security bots to try to shoot us in our, vehicle before we try to leave.
No, I got no fucking idea, but we're gonna hope that the reason they contacted us wasn't to get us killed.
All right, well, let's just keep our eyes open.
Hey, look, I get being paranoid about it, but the stuff I read about what they did to the NQA, the Tongs, there's no fucking way. I don't think there's any fucking way they're helping the Tongs after they offed a couple of their guys. People dying for real, that's even, I know criminals that think that shit's not okay. These guys are scum. Nobody wants to work with these motherfuckers.
Yeah. Hey, Jason, is this a good stopping point?
Yep, we're gonna stop right when you guys are done discussing.
So.
Yep.
That
Yep,
sounds
and
perfect. We got
yeah,
a plan, we got resources.
you have so you have a plan, and we will start up next time, and I will prepare everything based on your plan. So just to run it down out of character real quick is you're going to send the security personnel on the train as a distraction. You're going to take the buggy over the methane lake to the warehouse. Then you're going to infiltrate the outside of the warehouse, blow up the generators, and then as the security, doing this kind of all at the same time, and then going into the warehouse and disrupting the meeting however you need to do it as you're in there. Is that pretty much it?
Yep.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
You know what they say, make a plan, try to execute the plan. When the plan fails, make a brand new plan.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is plan A.
Overcome.
Yeah, plan B is gonna be, oh fuck, these bots, they're 2 feet tall and they have lasers that go 36 feet. Shit. NQA, what did you fucking do? I didn't realize they were this in debt. This is not good.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, sounds good. Well,
Cool.
thanks for playing. I'm excited to keep going and seeing what happens. So,
That was a lot of fun.
Thanks for running.
yep.
Good
Yeah.
stuff.
Alrighty, I will talk to you guys not next Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. I think is our next session.
Right on.
Cool.
All right.
Sounds
Sounds
good.
like fun.
See everybody in
Thanks.
2 weeks.
Looking forward to it.
Thanks. See you then. Cheers.
Good
Bye.
night.